cheating, unfaithfulness, adultery, philandry, infidelity. All words that mean the exact same thing. That you just fucked somebody over. Now today's subject, being those 5 words that mean the exact same thing, is on somewhat of a serious topic. It's still going to be very funny, quote unquote, somewhere in here. I know it because I can't go through something without saying something funny. But it's also going to contain a lot of cuss words probably because it is a very touchy subject for me. So if you have someone who is a year and a half old watching this, you should probably not let them watch this. Now, what brings on today's subject is that this past week I have a very close friend who found out some very bad news about her husband that she really did not need to know. That despite her being on the other side of the country, 3 hours in time zone away, and just a far span between the two of them, he had the nerve to bring or cause another female to drive from Texas to Georgia to see him. And when I say see, we all know what that means in adult terms. Now this is a very touchy subject for me, which I will probably touch on in my own way in this video. I'm not going to touch on it. I will touch on it. You'll understand where I'm coming from a little better. In other news, I'm feeling a lot better. A little better. Just a little bit. Sorry, I felt I had to tell you, because if you prayed for me, it came through. Now this was a long time coming for this couple, because for the last 4 or 5 months that I have lived amongst them, they have run into multiple problems with this problem with him, and yet nothing seemingly has changed. And the second she went to the other side of the country, the other lady was in state. Sad, right? Well, sad and also pretty cool on his part that he was able to influence her to do enough, to drive from Texas to Georgia. It takes a lot of work. And now the man who is going furtherly unnamed is running the risk of losing his first and only child forever. And yet I can't seem to get my fucking foot in the door to be with my own. Makes no sense. Now when I say that I understand this, I'm not saying it because I can understand it. I'm saying it because I've done it. Not so much have a woman come from another state, but been the cheater. First time I did it was when I was in high school, and I was dating this girl named Becky, who I've been dating for a while at this point. And then I had this one English class with this girl named Carrie. So me being a high school man, I was like, I need to put my penis in that. And so I did. Not going into details about it, but I did. Pretty safe to say that changed the dynamic of the relationship a bit, that I just started not to care for the relationship that I was in as much as I cared for the relationship I wanted to be in from what I got with her. And if I can go back in time and stop myself now from doing it, I would say that I wouldn't go back to stop the cheating. I would go back to start the relationship that I got in with after. But cheating didn't really get bad with me until I got with the woman I have recently not been with, my ex-wife, who I have been with for the last 4 years up until recently. And it was a very rocky relationship because of my behavior. Getting straight to the point, I cheated on Brittany twice. Now, with both women, I don't really remember much detail about it, because I really don't know. It's more that I don't remember much detail about whoever the second chick was, but more of I remember the first one very well, because actually I'm still kind of friends with her, and despite what happened, and she's gotten over it, and I've gotten over it, Brittany's the only one who hasn't gotten over it. And at this point, I'm pretty sure she never will, but who cares at this point? I mean, I remember the first one being Christine, because she's actually a really good friend of mine. She's really easy to talk to, and she always has been. I'm not saying that's why I did it. It's just because I was not insecure, but just stupid enough to think I can get away with it. Completely underestimating how smart Brittany actually is. Now, don't get me wrong. It's needless to say that she didn't cheat on me. And though she does not recognize it, she did. Maybe in the beginning of our relationship, there was this guy named Andrew, I believe his name was, and let's just say that I used to call her every single night, and I tried to call her one night, and she did not answer. Until at one point, someone did answer, and it sure as hell wasn't her. Now, her version of the story is that she did not cheat because we were not together at the time. To me, we were. We saw each other every day, or any open time that we had together, we were together. So, yeah, that's cheating. But back to me. Me and Christine, we hung out every single day. We spent almost all free time together that I wasn't spending with Brittany, so it happened as it happened. I can't really take it back. I don't even think I ever would. I mean, I would. I'd go back and stop myself from doing it, but I'd also tell myself what would become of it and was it worth it. Now, if I had lost a friend because of it, if Christine was mad at me for doing it, yeah, it wouldn't have been worth it. But yeah, she's okay with it. I'm okay with it. It happened. We got over it. Still waiting for Brittany to get over it. At this point, I really don't think she will, so I really don't care anymore. So at this point, there's Andrew, there's Christine. We both did it. We should have been fine, right? No. To this very day, Brittany holds it over my head, and she won't ever stop. By the way, I'm sorry for this little thing right here. I don't really understand why that's coming from the light. It wasn't in any past videos. I just don't know how to fix it. But anyway, through this whole her finding out about Christine thing, I mean, found out in the stupidest fucking way possible. In other words, they got in a fight after I left Florida the first time, and Christine told her, why would you do that? But anyway, through that, I found that women are the best detectives on the face of the planet. There's not a thing you can't keep from them. So I don't suggest you try. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, I don't remember who the second one was. It just happened. I don't really care to remember because it obviously wasn't that important to me that I just blocked it out. But unfortunately, in my head, I do believe there was a second person Brittany cheated on me with, but that's just my imagination running its course. She's probably going to watch this and say no, but, you know, whatever. The bottom line about cheating is that it's bad. It really kills the other person on the inside. It makes them feel like they aren't enough, that they aren't doing their job right, that they failed the relationship because they felt that they couldn't keep you interested. And that is not the case. I mean, when I did it, I thought that, yeah, I love this woman to death. She is the greatest thing ever to me. But I'm a man, and at that point of my life, I was thinking that I got to put my penis in anything that's willing to have it. And that's how all men think. While women think that this guy has to be bigger than what I'm with, so I want to stick that in, you know. That was a funny one. Sorry. Now, I don't believe in the whole saying, once a cheater, always a cheater, because there are people who can change. I have. I mean, I don't really think about that anymore. I don't feel that I need to be with someone else if I'm with someone already, because that person is who is completing me right now. That person makes me the happiest. And as of right now, I have no one, so I keep falling deeper and deeper and deeper into this dark pit. In other words, I can screw whoever I want, but I don't want to screw anyone right now. Sad, right? Whatever libido I have, gone. Whatever sex drive I have, gone. Can't really explain it, really, but I'm not really complaining either. Just trying to currently shake some feelings that I really need to get rid of. Cheating sucks. It does. It's the worst thing you can do to a person in a relationship. That person should be your everything, the person you rely on for everything. You shouldn't break their heart that way. They gave their heart to you for a reason, to be protected, not to be broken over your knee. It's just not right. I can't tell you how many times I've apologized for what I have done. I haven't counted. I've lost count. And it obviously doesn't work, so I just stopped doing it. But I can tell you, whoever I'm with next will never have to worry about me doing that. Because once a cheater, not always a cheater. Now, I felt like I had to say this, unfortunately. I did put out a couple people on the spot, you know, the whole Brittany and Andrew thing, and the me and Christine thing, and I know Christine still watches these, so hi. But it needed to be said for this past week of destruction, or last couple days of destruction, that has been occurred into my daily life because of who I live with. But if they're going to fix it, I guess I have nothing but my support for them, because that is what a marriage is. To love and to hold, to have and to hold, whatever, all that bullshit. Good luck. Now, if you're in a relationship, cherish your other with everything you have. That's all they ask of you. They just want your love and your belief. That's all they want. So give them a hug and a kiss and tell them you love them. But until tomorrow's follow clips, I love you all. Love sometimes, laugh often, you'll live forever. Good night.